Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. So we're gonna go ahead and do a special reading that was voted for in the community tab. It is what do people want to say to you but they don't, okay? I have a feeling we're gonna get the tea here, so trigger warning. I really didn't even expect this to be selected, but here we go, okay? I don't know what I get us into sometimes, guys, but if that's something that interests you, stick around. This is definitely meant to be a general reading. It can cover a whole bunch of topics or a whole bunch of people, okay? But take it as it resonates. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box because that's going to have all the information that you would need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you so much for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? It's interesting because my throat was fine and now suddenly my throat is really messing up as I've started this reading, and I feel like that's because there are quite a few things that people want to say to you, Gemini. I feel like there's a range of people. This could definitely be romantic relationships, which we're going to touch on in just a second. It could definitely be people who don't like you. It could be family, it could be friends, co-workers, you know, ex-bosses. I feel like there's a lot of people that want to say things to you but they don't, okay? Now, we did pull the ghost card, and honestly, the message that I got was that, like, I still think about you. I still think about you. I dream about you. I still see synchronicities. I see your name. I see your birthday. I hear songs and they make me think of you. Like, you know, there's things that happen in my day and I want to tell you about it. And, you know, somebody definitely feels like they're low-key, like, haunted by you is the energy that I'm getting. Sorry guys, I told you my throat is like suddenly like closing. Now the song that I got was Austin by Blake Shelton, and I was like, oh God, because this song is like, you know, it's one of those songs. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. You're gonna be like, wow. But this is the first part that I channeled, and it's like this, okay? It says, she left without leaving a number. She said she needed to clear her mind. He figured she'd gone back to Austin because she talked about it all the time. It was almost a year before she called him up. 3 rings and an answering machine is what she got. If you're calling about the car, I sold it. If it's Tuesday night, I'm bowling. If you got something to sell, you're wasting your time because I'm not buying. If it's anybody else, wait for the tone. You know what to do. And P.S. if this is Austin, I still love you. Okay? So there could be something there, guys. All right? For sure, there could be this energy. I mean, when you think about the song, like, he hadn't talked to her in a year and he had her on his answering machine. He was obviously still holding the light for her. And maybe that's something that's going on here, Gemini. Somebody could still be holding a light for you, okay? Take it as it resonates. I feel like what people want to say to you, Gemini, is that they still love you, okay? They still care about you. They still think about you. They're not going to be able to ever forget you for whatever reason, okay? So it's gonna be one of those readings. I'm like, what did I get us into? All right, let's get a yes or no. I'm not gonna do a power animal for this, but I will do a yes or no. Okay, an answer to your question, Gemini. I'm not gonna think of anything as usual. You guys think of a question. What is the answer, please, to Gemini's question? What is the answer, Spirit, to Gemini's question? Okay, are we gonna get a pop? Obviously not. We'll take that one. No need to worry. Well, there you go. It's making its reappearance in our lives, guys. There's no need to worry. That's my card of surrendering, guys. So whatever your question was in regards to, it's okay to just surrender. It's okay to surrender to the situation. It's okay to let things flow as they're naturally, organically going to flow. Everything is going to work out as it should. Will you get what you want? Maybe not, but that's going to be okay because you're going to get something that's meant for you, okay? Sometimes we have to be thankful for the things that we want that we don't get, guys. It's a big lesson in life, okay? And I feel like some of you guys could be going through something like that right now, all right? But either way, there is no need to worry in regards to whatever your question was about. Things are going to sort themselves out the way that they should, okay? Let's go ahead and see, guys, okay? Let's get to the tea, guys, all right? What do people want to say to Gemini that they don't? We have Passion and romance await with follow your intuition. Well, damn, that's pretty much the energy that we were just picking up on. I feel like people's intuition are pulling them towards you. I feel like what people want to tell you that they don't, Gemini, is that, yeah, there's some kind of energy here of like, I feel led to you. I feel guided to you. I feel like we're meant to be, or we're meant to be in each other's lives. I dream about you. I think about you. You're everywhere, right? There could be somebody who feels a lot of seductive, sensual energy towards you, or they feel a lot of passion when they think about you. People might want to tell you that you're their muse, you know, that they get very inspired or creatively open or active when they think about you, okay? I don't know why people wouldn't tell you these things, any of the things in this reading. I don't know why. Maybe there's going to be different factors. Maybe you guys aren't talking anymore. Maybe it's not appropriate. Maybe they don't want to start no shit, right? Maybe they don't want to express themselves because once we say things, we can't take it back. You know, it's that kind of energy. So we're going to have to take everything as it resonates in these readings, guys. But needless to say, that's what somebody wants to tell you. They want to tell you that their intuition is drawing them towards you. Their intuition is telling them that you are the one for them, or that you're somebody that they want to be closer to in some kind of way. They can't help it. I feel like there is this energy of like you haunting them. Some people might even want to tell you that they think that you put a spell on them, or just that your energy in itself is very potent. You know, it's almost like you can't just come and mess around with Gemini and then leave and, you know, you never think about them again. No, like once they have their mark on you, that's it. I feel like somebody wants to tell you that you've left a mark on them, Gemini, okay? And I feel like, yeah, I keep hearing that song, Austin, and like, P.S. I still love you. I feel like people want to tell you that they care about you, they love you, or they have some kind of emotion or affection towards you. There's this energy here of like somebody, Gemini, that wants to kind of throw it all to the wind and just be like, you know what, I'm tired of containing myself. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm tired of holding my tongue because I'm scared of what the outcome could be. There could be somebody who's like crushing on you, Gemini, that wants to come forward and express some kind of emotion. There could be somebody who hasn't said anything to you because of fear, or because of, again, maybe they're scared of what you would say, or maybe there's some kind of weird static between you guys or something. Take it as it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. But there is that energy here of people wanting to express their emotions, wanting to express their feelings, wanting to express that they feel like you seduced them or you have seduced them, okay? And that their intuition is definitely, you know, pulling them towards you. We have the Serpent. A sly and subtle approach is needed. So somebody, I'm hearing that song, On the Way. Dun, 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 on the way. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know any other part of that song. Maybe that's significant to somebody. That's the only part of that song that I know. But somebody could want to tell you that they're on the way, right? With the serpent energy, they just, I don't know, you know, people move at their own pace. It's almost like the energy, they're showing me a mule, so somebody could be very stubborn, like a jackass, okay? You can't just push or pull a mule. You kind of have to let it go at its own pace. There's something here about that with this energy. Somebody could want to tell you that they're on the way, or that they know that there has to be some kind of sly or subtle approach when, you know, interacting with your energy or something like that. I also feel like there's something here with patience coming in. Somebody wants to tell you that they would be patient with you. They know that you're a snake that sheds different skins and you have different layers to your personality. You're kind of like an ogre, right? Like onions are like ogres. They have layers, right? A donkey is like, oh, they have layers. Like, well, nobody likes onions. We like cakes. Cakes have layers, right? Shreks are like, ogres are not like cakes, okay? I'm sorry, guys. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But anyways, yeah, there's something about that. Like somebody's like, oh, they got layers. Okay, right? So I feel like somebody's like understanding the depth that is you, Gemini. Maybe they thought you were one shade of a person or something. Maybe they only saw you in one way. Maybe they only see you at work, or they only see you when you're hanging out with friends, or they only see you, I don't know, and whatever. There's some kind of way that they only see you in this one way. But they've either gotten to know you on a deeper level, or they're just understanding. They're seeing beyond they're reading between the lines, right? They're feeling with their intuition here. There's something where it's like somebody understands, like, you have layers. You're not just this one person, right? They're pulling me towards like Eminem, right? Because Eminem had done an interview or something one time where he was talking about, there's Eminem, there's Slim Shady, and then there's Marshall Mathers. And sometimes I feel like people only want Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers as chopped liver, right? Which I can resonate with that as somebody who does kind of put on a persona. Now, granted, my sense of humor and who I am off of here, like, yeah, it's pretty much still the same. I'm pretty much still a very goofy person, but I don't sit there in my conversations with everyday people and be like, from a distance, right? I don't do that, guys, okay? And I feel like people kind of, when they meet me on here, and then if they meet me off of here, they expect to get like moody, but they're actually getting Jessica. Because and Jessica is well-rounded. Jessica has a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests. Jessica has trauma. Jessica has issues. Jessica got shit she working out, okay? Jessica got bills to pay, and she got kids, and she got fears, and she has desires, and all these. I'm like a whole fucking human over here, And I feel like I resonate with that aspect of Eminem with the Slim Shady and stuff, because it's like people want one version of you, but they don't really want the other version. I feel like somebody's starting to realize around you, Gemini, that you're more than just this one version that they've seen, or that there's a lot of layers to you, okay? What do people want to say to Gemini that they are not, right? We have the Chimera, imagination clouds your judgment. Ooh, honor and good luck. Well, it's bringing good energy. So I'm not going to say that this is necessarily the shadow side, although people might want to tell you that they think you're a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Gemini, people might want to tell you that, but it works out for you. That's the thing. Like, people might want to look at you and be like, you do things that I would never do. You step out of boxes that I would never dare even dream of stepping out of, right? You make choices, decisions, your thought processing, how you do things. It's a little different. People might want to tell you that you're a little eccentric, you're a little like strange for some change, right? Like, there's something about you that is definitely a dreamer or very imaginative or up in the clouds. Like, maybe you're very fanciful and maybe you're romantic and you're just like, oh, as long as we have each other, everything will be okay, right? I don't know. That's for some of you guys. Like, it's me and you against the world, right? Like, some of you guys might be like that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? That's part of what makes you so unique and so beautiful, Gemini, is that you do have that childlike essence still to you. Even though you've been hurt and you've been drugged down and you've been deceived and you've been, stabbed in the back, and all these things have happened to you, all these things are true, you still have that childlike energy that is just so wonderful. You're still open, you're still receptive, maybe a little bit like forgiving and trusting in ways that you shouldn't be. And I feel like the people that are thinking these things about you that they want to say that they don't, they've been hardened. Their inner child is not in the chat, okay? Their inner child left the chat a long time ago. They see things in a very harsh, a very real way, very much like, a practical type of way. So when they come across somebody like you who's a dreamer and who's like, oh, floating here and there, even though you might not see yourself like that, that's how they see you. It's kind of like, wow, this is a conundrum. But again, they feel like it's worked out for you. It's worked out for you to have this childlike essence. It's worked out for you to have your head in the clouds and to believe in things that not everybody would believe in, right? Like, some of you guys might be like, oh, the butterflies and the bunnies, right? They're speaking to me. Oh, like, resonates, right? As somebody who works with animals really closely in my spirituality, it's like, yeah, some people are just like, like my son with that whole thing in the community tab. We had seen a spider web and I was like, oh, and it's like, Milo, what do you think that means? And I was like, I think it means do-do-do-do. And he's like, I think it means there was a spider there. And it's like, checkmate, right? You're not wrong, I feel like you just see deeper into things. And some of you guys, people can see you as with this intuitive card, and imagination clouds your judgment. People can see that you are very intuitive, and maybe they wonder sometimes if this is truly your intuition or if this is your ego, if it's your imagination. But again, with this decent energy on the bottom, it's almost like it has to be their intuition because it works out for them. Or like other people get it, or, it gets them to where they're going. It gets them the results that they want, or there does seem to be some kind of divine power that I'm not privy to, I'm not necessarily connected to, that does watch over them, because I've felt the effects in my life, or I've seen the effects in their life. There's something about that. You could also open people up to a whole new world, and that could be something that people want to say to you that they don't. Okay, people might want to say that, yeah, right, with the wizard, use your, because I wanted to kind of clarify this a little bit, using your skills to aid others. People could see that you use your imagination as a tool. So you could definitely be like an artist or be very creative. Maybe you like to sing, you like to dance. Some of you guys could do something like this where you read tarot, or you do divination, or you're a psychic, or you're a spiritualist. Even if you're like a mentor or a counselor or something like that, there's something here where it's like your ability to break outside of the box really does help you in whatever it is that you do to help others, or whatever you do to help the world, whatever you do, Gemini. Maybe you're a teacher, okay? And your ability to connect with your inner child really helps you connect with other children. I feel like my throat's gonna be fucked up during this whole reading, y'all, because this is stuff that people want to say to you, but they don't. So they hold themselves back, you know? The stars, a long journey brings rewards. I feel like what people want to say to you, but they don't, is that you won't get whatever you want, Gemini. You're going to get whatever you put your mind to, you will get. People see that. People see that you are blessed, okay? We have the spirit coming out. Unseen forces watch over you. Yeah. That's what people want to say to you, but they don't. And there's some things you don't have to say, right? I feel like you already know a lot of this, or at least some of it. I feel like with the spirit thing, it's like, you know that there's some kind of energy or force that watches over you. You work very closely with it for some of you guys, right? It goes hand in hand with this imagination energy. People could be like, oh, well, Gemini is just imagining things. But for you, it's like, no, this is truly this is my reality, right? So, like, for instance, like for me, like the messages that I get from spirit, right? It happens in my daily life. You know, I'll pause in conversations with people, or my guides will give me visions when I'm talking to people. It's like, it's literally a part of my everyday life. And people might have not been sure about that, but I feel like one of the things that they want to say to you that they don't is that they are sure about it now, okay? So if you're somebody who gets some kind of psychic messages, downloads from spirit, and you talk about it at the family cookout and shit, and people are like, okay, girl or boy, right? I feel like what people want to say to you is that they low-key believe it, right? Or even high-key believe it. What people want to say to you, but they don't. Now, this could be coming from your haters. This could be coming from the bird bitch brigade, okay? What people want to say to you that they don't is that, yeah, you are protected by spirit, and they know because they felt that fucking pushback, okay? They felt the kickback of whatever they've tried to send you, or do to you. Some people have tried to trip you up physically, okay? Like tried to spread rumors, or, you know, I don't know, scam you in some type of way, or, you know, whatever, I don't know, okay? Whatever they've tried to do. And then there's other people that have tried to spiritually attack you. You know, these, I don't know, these Timu witches. That's what I want to call them. Because I feel like the energy I'm getting, Gemini, is that you have a lot of ego wars with people that you're not even involved in. Okay? People want to try to shake you, humble you, break you down because it makes them feel better about themselves, because you are already so secure in yourself that you're not out here competing with anybody. You're not trying to bring anybody down. You're not trying to prove yourself or validate yourself to other people. You know, like you could work with somebody and, you know, you could do the same thing that they do. Like say you're in marketing or something and both of y'all are doing graphic designs or something, and you do a graphic design and it doesn't look as great as the person next to you. You're just like, cool, that's great. I'm happy for you. You know, I'm happy that you were able to do that, and maybe I could learn some tips from you. Like, you're just very humble naturally. But if it was the opposite way, if you were the one that had the better graphic design, that person would be like, oh man, you know, they're better than me, and and like people around you, I feel like you attract a lot of people who have untamed egos. Like they don't understand that everybody's on their own journey, everybody's different, everybody's at different levels. Doesn't make you better or worse. What's that Einstein quote where he's talking about you can't judge somebody's intelligence by like a monkey trying to climb a tree versus a fish? A fish ain't gonna be able to climb that tree, so it's kind of unfair to say, oh, the monkey's better. Well, the monkey's that's just their natural talent and ability, right? I feel like you understand the essence of that quote. I feel like you attract a lot of people that don't. They are the fish where you are the monkey, and they are pissed the fuck off that they can't climb that tree. But I'll tell you what, they can swim better than you. They can hold their breath, they can breathe underwater, and you can't, right? They don't want to see their own skills, their own talents, their own light that they bring, what spirit gave to them. Instead, they'd rather look at what you have and hate on you. And this has caused evil eye energy, or people to want to send negative energy your way, or again, want to trip you up, humble you, do something, put you in your place, okay? And since you're not carrying that energy, you're not out here trying to really hurt anybody or prove anything to anybody. You know, you're just trying to live. You know, you might be Slim Shady that's just looking for people who will really appreciate Marshall Mathers, you know? I feel like you're naturally protected. There's just something about that. What do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't? Let's get some more energy out here. What do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't, Spirit? What do people want to say? We have perseverance. Yeah. I feel like it's hard for people, again, because you meet a lot of people who have ego issues. And so it's hard for people to really look at you and go, damn, Gemini, you're a fighter, you're a warrior, you know, like you really do survive and you go through a lot. I feel like when people hear your story, right? You know, like, I don't know, I don't know why they keep pulling me to Eminem, but they do. I don't know, Libra gang, right? Because it is his season. But there's something here where it's just like, you know, when you hear Eminem rap, or you hear about Slim Shady and all that stuff, and some of it's goofy, and then there's real, like really real shit mixed in there. But then when you actually sit down and you listen to the story of Marshall Mathers, you're like, holy shit, this dude been through a lot. Like, he has survived a lot. He came up from literally nothing. I know people like to talk about how they came up from nothing, but he really did come up from nothing. I feel like it's the same with you, Gemini. I feel like people see a certain version or a shade of you, like I said, and then when they actually sit down and they hear your life story, and you've been through this, and you've been through that, and you've been through this, like, damn. Like, Gemini, you persevere, right? Perseverance says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to, and that's that energy we were talking about. People do. They see you as somebody who will get what you want because you are very strong. You have a lot of tenacity. You will continue to push forward. Your spirit animal is not quitting, right? Like, that's your spirit animal. Like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. Especially if somebody tells you that you can't do something, that's like fuel for your fire. And I feel like people want to say that to you. Like, they see the perseverance. They see that you will get whatever you put your mind into, right? People do see you as a product of change. They want to say that to you, that they see a lot of changes in you. You've changed. People want to say that you change very frequently and quite often. And they still see that part of you, right? Like, they still see the aspect of you being somebody who is still the same, but there's something different about you. People want to say that they notice that you've changed since them, like since their interaction with you. I feel like people want to say, like, did I have something to do with that? Did I change you? Either for better or worse, guys. Like, if people saw you as somebody who was vibrant and jubilant and out and going, and now all of a sudden you're kind of a hermit and you're sticking to yourself, like, I feel like people want to ask, like, did I do that to you? Did I cause you to shut down? Did I cause you to give up on love? Did I cause you to give up on this career path? You know, I feel like people want to say that to you, like, but they don't. They question, like, your changes, right? I also feel like on the flip side of that, like, if people see you stepping out of the box more since them, or dressing differently, or having a glow up or something, I feel like they want to say, like, did I contribute to that? Was it the pain that happened, or was it whatever happened? Is that what caused you to kind of step into your true self? You know? I don't know, there's something about that, right? People might see you on a healing journey, Gemini, and it could have something to do with, like, your mental, spiritual, emotional health here, but also your physical health. People could, one thing that they want to say to you that they don't, could be that they see that you're healing, okay? They see that. And I feel like for the not bird bitch brigade, right? People that aren't, like, flocking, okay? I feel like they're very proud of the fact that you're healing, or that you're doing better, or you're trying to, like, you know, maybe some of you guys have went through, like, a weight loss, or maybe a weight gain. If you need to gain weight, not everybody out here need to lose weight. Some people need to gain weight. Or maybe there's something here where it's like your skin's gotten better, your hair's gotten better, like your hair growth, your hair's thicker. There's something where they see an improvement with the perseverance and the health. Okay. Yeah, there could be something where it's like you had to go through a grief. And I feel like that's something that somebody wants to say to you too, right? Like whether they've seen the decline or they've seen the improvement. It's like they know that something changed you deeply. Some kind of grief or loss that you suffered changed you tremendously, or something that you quit doing. Like for some of you, if you quit smoking weed, if you quit drinking, if you quit doing drugs, if you quit dating that asshole that didn't respect you, if you lost a family member, right? If you lost your job or something that you let go of, and there was a grieving process, because no matter how big or how small, guys, we grieve things that we lose, right? So there could be something here where somebody wants to say that, but they don't, is that, yeah, they notice that since this loss, or since you let go of this, or since you quit doing something, you are better. Okay? Like, you're better. Okay? I don't know. There's something about that. What do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't? Let's get one more of these cards. What do people want to say? Ooh, Gemini. Oh. It's the surrender card. I think I want to get one more. People want to say to Gemini, but they don't. We have happiness and worry. Ooh, okay, Gemini. And denial. Okay, Gemini. Here's where we're going to pick up on something from the exes. Gemini, I feel like people are in denial. There's something like, okay. Some of this is going to be toxic, some of it's not, so you're going to have to get in where you fit in as usual. But I feel like what some people want to say to you, Gemini, but they don't, is that they worry that you'll be happy without them. Which is, you know, it's not the greatest feeling, guys. You know, it's not. Are there people out there that I still care about deeply? That, yes, absolutely. But I also wish those people nothing but the best. I truly don't think back on anybody from my past and want them to suffer. You know, even if they hurt me, even if they cheated on me, even if they punched me square in my face, I still want them to have their happiest life that they can have, you know? I feel like that shows an immense amount of healing and self-awareness to be able to wish people happiness that have hurt you or that you've had hurtful situations with. I feel like there's people that wonder and they want to say to you, but they don't, like, do you wish happiness for me or do you not? Right? But I also feel like on the same token here, there's somebody who wants to say that they're worried that you will find happiness without them, you know? Especially if this is like an ex-lover. Like, what if your next lover gives you everything that I couldn't? They're giving me that song from Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man, where he's talking about all you wanted was a conversation, all you wanted was to go dancing, all you wanted was some flowers. But I was like, fuck those flowers, right? I was like, I'm not gonna buy you no flowers. You don't need no flowers, right? And now they look back and they're like, I wish I would have just gave you flowers. I wish I would have just took you dancing. I wish I would have just talked to your ass, because you really weren't asking for a lot. Like, I feel like that's how what people want to say to you, but they don't. And there's a denial energy. Like, I feel like they shift back and forth. And they're like, well, you know, Gemini should have stuck around even if I didn't give them flowers. They weren't here for flowers. They were here for me, right? Like something like that. But then there's also the energy of like, damn, I should have just gave their ass flowers. I could have just went and picked some on the damn side of the road. They're free. They're right out there, right? I just could have picked a handful of flowers and they would have really loved that. He reminds me so much of my mom and dad. That's one thing that my dad always did for my mom, was buy her flowers or go pick flowers for her. You know, even if they were fighting, even if they were mad at each other, because they did fight a lot. But he would always like show his appreciation in that way. And it's like, I feel like that's something that you wanted, Gemini, and that it just wasn't given to you. So yeah, there's people that worry. Are you going to find happiness without me? Have you found happiness without me? Will you find happiness? You know, did I make you happy, but now I don't make you happy? Did I ever make you happy, or was I just like a Susie stand-in, or I don't know, a Sean stand-in? I don't know what an S name for a dude, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Was I just somebody who was just standing in just for you to just kick it with, and now you get to go find the person that you really wanted to be with, right? People might want to say that to you, but they're not. Now the surrender card, I feel like people want to say to you, but they don't, is that you have an art of surrendering that shakes people's soul. Like, you are able to surrender people, places, things. And then again, it's not because you never cared about it. It's just that, you know, you see that it's not benefiting you, or you see that the damage that it does, or you see what it is, right? You can't make somebody want to be with you. Maybe some of y'all have tried to be with people, or you have tried to, like, you know, reconcile or make amends or whatever. And it's like, if that person don't want it, that person don't want it. What am I supposed to do? Sit here and cry about you for the rest of my life? Time marches on. And so do we, okay? Like, there's something there with that. But people do see that you have an art of surrendering, not only people, but also to your hobbies, to the journey. Like, you'll get there when you get there. Now, Gemini, you might feel like, no, I'm actually very attached to the outcome. I'm very attached to the results. I'm very attached to the process here. But I feel like what people want to say to you is that they don't see it that way. They see you as somebody who's working in tandem with spirit, or with whatever higher power you believe in. They see you as somebody who is willing to surrender and know that everything's going to work out. I also feel like with the surrender energy, what people want to say to you that they don't is that they want to surrender to you. I feel like people want to, because we picked that up already. I feel like there's somebody or people, could be multiple, take it as it resonates. I feel like there's somebody who wants to surrender to the connection that they feel with you. Like, I feel like somebody might be a little tired of fighting it, or being in this denial energy. Yeah, this denial and not being honest with how they feel or what's going on has caused them grief. And I feel like there could be something here where maybe you're very open, you're very honest, maybe even to a fault. Like, some things don't need to be said, Gemini, chill out. You know, like, or that's just because some people can't take it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm still learning that. I still make that mistake to this very day. I say way too much. I meet somebody, or I meet friends, I meet people. It doesn't always have to be romantic. It can be whatever. And I'm just like, well, I feel connected to this person. I can open up with this person. I can be honest about how I'm feeling. And the whole time I'm not realizing that that person is literally analyzing me, right? They're analyzing everything I say, everything I do. They're judging they're forming their own judgments, their own opinions, and either going to use what I said in a moment of me being vulnerable and honest with them against me later, you know? Well, you said you will get attached and you get a little clingy sometimes. So does that mean we're going to have a problem here? You're going to get clingy and attached to me? Like, it's like, damn, I didn't think you were going to take it like that, but okie dokie. So there's like that kind of energy here. I feel like people replay the conversations that they have with you, Gemini, and I feel like they want to say what they didn't say, or they want to say what they did say in a different way, right? Or they want to, I feel like there's a lot of like, I want to clear my conscience here, or I want to explain myself. Like, when I said this, I was talking from my own place of trauma, or my own place of analyzing you and not really listening to you. You know, listening to analyze, not listening to understand. There's something about that, okay? Damn, we getting the tea. This is kind of deep, Gemini. We're going to use one more oracle deck. I don't even know if I'm going to clarify with tarot, to be honest with you, because this is kind of a different reading. What do people want to say? We might get some love messages too. Why not? What do people want to say to Gemini that they don't say? What do people want to say? Okay, what do people want to say? We have the god of the underworld. Something which no longer serves you is about to end, okay? So, Gemini, on a harsher note, some people might want to say that, you know, your energy just didn't serve them anymore, and it's ended now. Now, if that's the case, be thankful. Be thankful that you're not involved in a situation that's not in alignment with you. There's nothing worse than being in a situation where it's not in alignment, right? We've all been there. So that's that message. I also feel like what people want to say to you is that they're ending things in their life that do not serve you, them, this connection that you had, whatever it is. This could be family, friends, lovers. Take it as it resonates, guys, okay? But I feel like people might have addictions around you. People could have perceptions that cause them, because there's something about this. I've always kind of seen the word no that's coming from his eyes. And you know how Jesus, and I'm just gonna say, this is not what Jesus looked like. What they show us that Jesus looked like, that's not what Jesus looked like. We know that, okay? But this kind of looks like the traditional depiction of Jesus. And it just, Jesus for me is a symbol of forgiveness, okay? And so there's something here with that where it's like what people want to say to you that they don't is that they've been very stubborn in their own perception and unwilling to forgive you, the fact that you're human, the fact that you're flawed, you know, their own flaws, their own situations, because some people beat themselves up a lot, you know. If people kind of walk away from us or things don't always work out, it's not necessarily always because you were the problem, Gemini. Sometimes people do recognize that they have issues, they got shit going on. So there's something here where somebody wants to tell you that their perception of something has changed, where it was no before and that's all that they could see. They're opening up to a different perspective. Now, does that mean that y'all can come back together? Y'all can be friends again? Y'all can work? Y'all can be family again? That doesn't mean any of that shit. That's not what this reading's about. This is just about people, what people want to say to you that they're not. And I feel like there's something here where their perception has changed. I feel like people around you could worry that you're going to find happiness with other people, and that's what they want to say to you. I'm worried that you will find happiness, or you'll find what I wasn't willing to give you that I could low-key be willing to give you now. Yellow butterfly for confirmation. We got a lot of yellow butterflies around here, I noticed, since I moved into this house. But yellow is actually right on par because that's the solar plexus chakra, and that is talking about, look, expressing yourself. Okay, Spirit, I see you. All right, so let's see. What else do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't? What else do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't? We have the angel of guidance. It says a renewed sense of direction and purpose will soon manifest. I don't know why I'm getting from this deck, this is what people want to say to you about themselves and not necessarily you, but that's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like what people want to say to you that they don't is that they found some kind of guidance in their life. They found some kind of direction. Gemini, people might want to tell you that since you've changed them in a profound and fundamental way. Like there's something here where it's like they are not the same person anymore. Now they are shedding skins. Maybe they were... You ever seen like a horrible, it's horrible, guys, but you ever seen like a snake who's like really like, you know, neglected, not taken care of, and they have like, you know, 10 layers of skin that just didn't shed? Because snakes need humidity, they need moisture to be able to shed, right? Moisture and divination, water being emotions, being spirituality. Somebody might have not been able to feel anything before your interaction. Again, doesn't have to be romantic, could be friends, family, coworker, whatever, guys. Somebody might not have been able to feel very much, and they might have had all these skins that were stuck on them. They naturally wanted to shed them because that's a natural part of life, but for whatever reason, they weren't able to. So then they met you, you doused all this emotion, you doused all this moisture on them, and then, you know, all of a sudden, those skins started to come off. They started to be able to wiggle, and, you know, they're like, oh man, you know, it feels like shit. Right? Like it really hurts, but it also feels freeing. It feels like, you know, there's a relief here when those 7 layers of skin that I haven't been able to shed have finally come off. So some of you people might want to say to you that they don't, is that you have helped them in a deep and profound way by whatever you've gone through. Like they wonder that about you. They wonder if they were able to help you in some kind of way. If they were to to help you shed a skin, were you able to help them? Right? They want to tell you that you were, that you did. That was something about your connection or your interaction that really did help them shed a skin or heal, because snakes for me are healing energy, or heal something that was deep within them that they didn't know needed to be healed. You know, it's like you were able to go right in there and laser point focus on exactly what needed to be healed. And I feel like people are grateful. I'm getting a lot of like emotion. Something that people could want to say to you that they don't is that you've helped them want to take care of themselves better. You help them want to be a better person. You help them want to eat better, exercise, give a fuck, right? Give a fuck about themselves. Maybe you had, you know, you're around somebody, maybe you're friends with somebody, maybe like, you know, you were talking about, you know, you want to work out and you want to do this, and, you know, talking about the positive changes that's happened, and then, you know, maybe you told them that they deserve positive changes, they deserve to be healthy too, and something through your friendship has caused them to believe that, and they're just like, you know what, you're right, I do deserve to be healthy, I do deserve to take care of myself, I'm gonna start doing that. I feel like people want to say that to you, but they don't. Again, why people don't, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they feel like I don't know, for some of you there's water under the bridge or something, or the whole bridge is just burnt, or there's something about that where they feel like you wouldn't understand, or you wouldn't take them seriously, or oh, they would just think I'm trying to get in their pants, right? Like it's something like that where people don't think that, I don't know, Gemini, I feel like something that people want to say to you that they don't is that maybe they feel like you don't see them in the highest light anymore, and that upsets them because now they see your true value, or they see you in such a high light, and the fact that they feel like you don't see them the same really kind of, I don't know, it upsets them. Okay, because even in that song, Austin, you know, the next verse is talking about how, you know, she dropped the phone to the counter and she couldn't believe it after all this time. He was still thinking about her. He was still, you know, wishing for her. Like, they might feel that way. Like, there's no way that you still want me, or you're still thinking about me. The silence is deafening, or, you know, the last interaction we had wasn't great. You know, it's something like that, okay? Let's get one more of these cards, and then I think we'll get some love messages, guys. We have the Angel of Pleasure coming out, which is interesting because we have seduction out here. So I feel like what people, yeah, you do have some, there's like, this reading has been all over the place, and it's been random energy, guys, which is what I kind of expected it to do. Like, if I categorized it, okay, what does your crush want to say? What does your ex want to say? What does your parent want to say? What, you know, then it would be a little bit more in order. But I don't feel like doing all that. Pretty much. But with the Angel of Pleasure here, we have some crush, or we have some romantic energy that's definitely coming through of somebody who wants to express, like, you bring them pleasure, Gemini. Ew. Okay? For some of you guys that are with somebody might want to tell you, but they don't. I don't know why they wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't have no problem telling my man this, but they want to tell you that you're the best they ever had, okay? Or something like that. But they want to tell you that they don't tell you. Maybe some of the stuff people are going to tell you. I don't really know. But I feel like somebody wants to tell you, like, you're the best, or you've made them more turned on than anybody in their whole life has ever, or that you invoke a sense of passion and yearning and longing in them that it feels scary, like they've never felt that before. We have the pull, right? So somebody might want to tell you, but they don't, that they feel very pulled towards you, okay? You know, somebody might want to tell you that they take pleasure in being with you, like being around you is a joy, it's a pleasure. They imagine what it, you know, if whether they've had these circumstances or this is just something that they imagine, okay? Because if it's like a crush energy, they could fantasize like, oh, if we went to like a museum together, or we went to a fair, or just everyday life, cooking dinner, laughing, cleaning up after dinner, you know, chasing each other around the house, you know, I don't know, guys, okay? Maybe that's something that they think about, or something they want to tell you, like, I feel like I could have a beautiful life with you, like, I feel like it would be fulfilling. Obviously there'd be ups and downs with everything, but I feel like it would be fulfilling, and I feel like it would be healing with you, and that you would, yeah, I'm hearing that song, You Make Me Better. Okay, so I don't know. I don't even know who sings that song, but that's what I'm hearing. I feel like somebody might feel like you would make them better, or they could make you better, or there's something like that going on, Gemini. Okay? Take it as it fucking resonates, okay? But there's something there where somebody feels like they would find a lot of pleasure in everyday life with you. I feel like something people want to say to you that they don't too is that they think about your body. They think about like what you look like, you know. Yeah, all of a sudden all these naked people showing up. Yeah, look, all of a sudden all these naked people showing up. I feel like somebody thinks about your body. Oh man, there's some vulgar things that are coming through that I'm not gonna say, but they think about what you would look like in different positions, and like, you know, like they think about those things. They do. Somebody might want to tell you that they've had like a WET dream about you. Okay. Right, just woke up all just flustered and sweaty and covered in their own. Okay, I don't know, guys. Like I said, there's some vulgar things that I could say, but I can't say it on YouTube. But yeah, I'm getting some thoughts. Like, it's like one stream of like just sexual thoughts, just that somebody has had, or that they want to tell you, or I don't know. I don't know, Gemini, okay? I feel like some people want to tell you that they don't, is that you are literally this right here. You are a wondrous being of light. There's nothing to change or fix. Some of you guys might feel a little self-conscious about your body, about your scars, about your stretch marks, about whatever. You know, you've had kids, or you gained, lost weight in your life, like whatever, guys. I feel like somebody wants to tell you that you're perfect just the way you are, okay? Let's get some love messages. This is definitely going to be geared towards romance, okay? So let's see. What do people want to say to Gemini that they don't, Spirit? What do people want to say to Gemini that they don't, all right? We have twin flame. Oh, Lord. Right? Like, come on now, for real, though. But people might want to say that to you. You know what I'm kind of getting? Kind of getting that somebody might have thought that they already met their twin flame before. And then they met you and they're like, this is actually what twin flame is. Because I feel like the twin flame culture is so fucking toxic. I'm sorry, I'm about to get up on my fucking soapbox for a second. I feel like it's so toxic. I feel like it makes us feel connected to people that aren't healthy for us. They're more like karmic energy, right? Like those of you who have been on the twin flame journey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That bitch was more like a karmic. They wasn't like a soulmate. There wasn't like a twin. This can't be the other half of my soul. I'm not a fucking narcissist, okay? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like a fucking manipulative twat, okay? Like, this can't be my other half of my soul. There's no fucking way, right? But then the twin flame culture will tell us, oh no, they are. You're awakening the shadows and the light one, all that bullshit. And it's just like, okay, bro, no, you're trying to get me into a toxic codependent cycle where I'm stuck on somebody who can never be what I need them to be. They're toxic as fuck. They're going to cheat on me every 5 fucking seconds. They're going to manipulate the fuck out of me. And I'm going to hang on because they're my twin. Like, no. Absolutely not. We do not play that. Homie, don't play that around here, okay? I rebuke that energy of anybody who thinks they're my twin but actively hurts me. You ain't my fucking twin, okay? I'm sorry. That's just the way I look at that, okay? But that's neither here nor there, Gemini, all right? I feel like somebody they might think that. They might be like, I fell into that trap thinking that this narcissistic bitch or person over here, asshole, was my twin. But then I met you, somebody who actually does encourage me to heal, somebody who actually does give a fuck about me, somebody who I know that would have my back, and you do mirror me. Maybe we're same but different. We both have issues. We both got triggers. Nobody's perfect in here. Nobody's expecting anybody to be perfect. But you know, we're not toxic. Like we're not going to be mean to each other and say mean things and go out of our way to hurt each other. And like, that's just not the vibe here. And I feel like this is more my twin. Like, I feel like you would be more my other half. I don't know. That's what somebody might want to say to you. It says, you activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in ways that nobody else could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. Exactly. Because I feel like your twin shouldn't be somebody that comes in and wrecks your entire soul and makes you like go into a depressive state for 5 fucking years. And like, you know, that's not your twin, bruh. That's not your twin. That's called your karmic. That might be your false twin. That could be your karmic twin, but that's not your twin. But that's just my opinion. I am in no way an expert on the twin flame journey. Okay, there's definitely people out there who have way more information about it than me because they're really invested in that. I'm not invested in that. So, anyways, that card like triggered. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward, guys. Okay, let's move forward. All right. What do people want to say to Gemini, but they don't? Right. Let's find out. Okay, you're mysterious. There's something about that too with the intuition and the wizardry, and you know, people wonder, did you do a couple years of Hogwarts? People might wonder that. It says, I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me. Never really know where I stand with you. And people might want to say that to you, but they don't. Like, I feel like you have secrets, or I feel like you're hiding things, or you know, I feel like you're too good to be true. Like, you know, like if you're single, Gemini, and you're attractive, you're dynamic, you're successful, you're got your head on your shoulders, you know, you're trustworthy, you're all this shit, but you're single, it's like, how Sway? But I feel like it could be because, I don't know, Gemini, I'm not an expert on relationships, but I feel like a lot of people in relationships are toxic as fuck. I feel like people stay with people because they're codependent. I don't feel like people stay with people necessarily because they want to be with them. Yeah, there's relationships out there like that, and they're beautiful, and those are the relationships that we want to look up to, and we want to aspire to meet somebody like that one day. But for the majority, people who are in relationships, they aren't fucking happy with each other. So being single is not necessarily like a scarlet letter type of situation. Oh, if you're single, you got the giant red S on you. you know, that means that there's something wrong with you. You're damaged goods. Maybe it's just that I value myself. I value my partner, and not a lot of people in this day and age want to do that. So maybe people like to hit and quit it. They like to have, you know, one night stands, or they want to just stay friends, you know, so things don't get too serious. I don't want to be friends. I want to find my person. I want to find my partner in life. You know, somebody that can be my friend and my lover and wants to be both of those things, right? Not a lot of people want that. That's why I'm single. There could be something like that going on. Maybe you're very intimidating to people, Gemini, and people, you know, they feel like they have to make more money, have a bigger, you know, whatever it is. They feel like they're not going to be able to please you in some type of way. So that's why you're single. You're just too fucking intimidating. I don't know. Okay? But I feel like there are people that question, like, why are you single? Or why hasn't somebody locked you down? I'm like, that's a good question, motherfucker. You tell me. I'm sorry, guys. But for real though. All right, let's go ahead and see what else we have. Let's move on, okay? let's move on. What do people want to say to Gemini that they're not? What do people want to say to Gemini that they're not saying to them? Spirit. Oh shit. Card went flying. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Oh, damn. I pushed it further. Oh, gosh. We have I'm Single that came out. That was what I was just talking about. Holy shit. It says, I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone, not looking to get in a relationship at this time. That could be what somebody does want to tell you, which is kind of like, save your breath, homie. We don't need to hear it. That could be that. But also, I feel like what somebody wants to say to you is that they're single. They're not seeing anybody. They're not interested in anybody. Because maybe some of you guys, again, there's this worry or this happiness. It's giving both sides of the coin. So for some of you, somebody could want to say that they're single. They're not checking for anybody like that. And then for others of you, they want to question you, like, are you single? Are you not checking for anybody like that? I don't know. That situation is there, okay? So what do people want to say to you that they don't? We have my dreams. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams, we are so free and in love. I wish I could stay there forever. Okay, Spirit. Yeah, that I feel like what people want to say to you is that they dream about you, Gemini, or you're the woman/man of their dreams. I don't know, shit. You saw the card. It says, I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situation and a mindset that has not served me and has hindered my growth. Wow, that is crazy, because we talked about that here with the pseudo Jesus, right? Something which no longer serves you is about to end. I feel like that message was on point. I feel like what somebody wants to say to you, Gemini, but they're not, is that, yeah, they're trying to leave old negative mindsets behind. They're trying to change. Is it because of you? Is it for you? Maybe not. And I don't necessarily feel like it should be. People shouldn't change for other people. People should change for themselves. That way, when those people aren't in their life anymore, they're still changed, right? Because there's nothing worse than somebody falling back on their old toxic habits and traits, because it's like, I only quit drinking for your ass. If you're not going to be here, I'm going to drink like a fish. Like, you need to quit drinking for yourself, bruh, okay? So there could be something like that going on here, where somebody wants you to know that they're leaving certain situations, certain things, certain mindsets, certain addictions. They're leaving them behind. I mean, it's showing up in your love messages, so I'm going to assume that part of it might have something to do with you. And is there anything else? I think one more before we... Feeling lost. It says, I'm trying to make this work, but I feel so lost. I don't know what to do or say anymore. It's easier to just stay in silence. With unblock me on the bottom of the deck. Some of them, you put them in the timeout chair and they don't got no choice but to sit in silence and think about what they've done, okay? That is for some of you guys, and boy, are they thinking about it, all right? That is for some of you. For others of you, they blocked themselves off, okay? It's like they don't know what to say. They're lost. I feel like somebody out there wants to be able to give you something that they know that they can't, or they just don't feel prepared. Gemini, I feel like people have put you on a pedestal a little bit, so they put these expectations on a relationship. I got to make a certain amount of money. Like I said, I got to have a bigger D, right? I got to be able to live in this nice neighborhood and drive this nice car and be able to afford this and that. And I don't feel like you've ever asked of anything from this person like that. I don't feel like maybe some of y'all did, but I feel like the majority, it's just like, do you have a heart? Because that's really the only thing that I really would like to have access to. Other than that, we can grow together, we can create money together, we can build a home together, we can get a car together, we can do all these things together. But if I can have access to your heart, that's really what I want. I feel like somebody kind of, you know, it feels like it could be masculine energy, because masculines get caught in that trap of having to be the provider, having to be the stability, having to be like the emperor. And it's like, that's, you know, I'm not a man, so I don't know those pressures. I mean, I feel those pressures within my own life with my kids. Yeah, I do got to keep the bills going around here, and I do have to provide some kind of stability for my children. But I don't know what it feels like to be a man, to go into a relationship and not have anything, and then feel like they're being taken care of by a woman. Like, I'm sure that's not the greatest feeling, you know? You know, I don't know, though. So, but there's something like that going on. Somebody feels lost. They want to tell you that they feel lost. I feel like you feel like home to this person. There's some kind of energy about that. Look, I split the deck and it's lost. Again, I feel lost, right? Like, I want to find my way home. And I feel like you could be there with that twin flame energy, but I'm just not sure. Okay, Gemini. Should we get any more, or should this be the end of it? Oh no, guys. Let's get a couple color cards and then we're gonna be done for sure. What do people want to say to Gemini but they don't? What do people want to say to Gemini but they don't? We have fear. I feel like you do invoke a lot of fear in people, Gemini. You ask people to rise to the occasion, whether it's energetically or verbally. You're asking them. You might not feel like you're asking them to be anything but themselves. Some people haven't been themselves in a long time. Some people walking around here with masks so tight and glued to their face that they wouldn't even realize that's not their skin if they tried to peel it off. You know what I mean? So there's this energy out here of like where people do feel a lot of fear when they think about you. For your enemies, for the Bird Bitch Brigade, which I'm so thankful we haven't really caught up on that too much. We haven't talked about it too much. I feel like they do fear you because they've seen what's happened in their life, you know? Like, some people have had severe things happen, things that you probably don't even know about, Gemini. Like, people have tried to do things against you that you don't know about, but they know they tried to do it and they saw the karma and they're like, damn, Spirit literally came down here on a cloud of flames and bitch slapped my ass, like, for doing what I did. Some of you, they don't even really feel like it was that big of a deal because they feel like they could have done a lot worse, which is something to keep in mind. But I feel like, yeah, people were like, well, all I did was just ghost them. I could have fucking cheated on them with their sister. I could have done this. I could have done that, right? And Spirit slapped me so severely, and it's like, maybe because you fucked around and you found out in this bitch. I don't know what to say to you, okay? Isolation, yeah. People might feel like they feel a little isolated, like that's what they want to say to you. They feel isolated. Some people might want to say to you that they put themselves in isolation, especially coming out on that feeling lost. You know, it's easier to just stay silent, right? They put themselves into isolation. I don't know, Gemini. They might feel like this tiny little dot in your big old world, and it's just like, damn, bruh. I don't know, Gemini. It's kind of getting depressing. All right, what do people want to say to Gemini that they don't? I feel like there's a sad, like, lover or something around you. This is like, woe is me. And it's like, bruh, there we go. Spirit's like, turn that frown upside down. I feel like there's people around you that you do make happy too. Like, you bring a lot of happiness to people's lives. And I feel like there's something here with the happiness out here twice, that people know that you're going to find happiness, right? Or that, you know, happiness is what you're meant to be. Happiness is your purpose. I think we're going to get one more and we're going to be done with this reading. Surrender. Wow, surrender came out twice. That's interesting, the repeating messages we have with trust on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, people do, like, what they want to say to you, Gemini, is maybe you've helped them learn how to surrender more. For some of you guys, they know that surrendering is something that you're good at. You will surrender. You know, you will just give it to God, or you will just be like, you know what, I'm laying this at your feet, Spirit. If you see fit, then okay. If not, I know that you have something greater for me, right? So there could be this energy here where people really do feel like you have that kind of connection with Spirit, where you know that it has your back. All right, guys, that has been your reading. I think it's time to end it. I do hope that helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it does something. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.